What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. We're at Federal Emergency Bunker. We're going to ramp up the difficulty a bit, and we're going to check out an LMG build. You'll be able to tell here by what I'm holding. I am holding the Iron Lung. I'm going to tell you that this is one of the best LMGs in the game, and maybe in TU20 you should be using it. Before we get into it though, if you want to win a deluxe version of Skull and Bones for the PC, be sure to like this video and comment down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and if this video hits 500 likes, I'll be sure to pick one lucky person from the comments below to win an absolutely free code. So be sure to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So Federal Emergency Bunker, we're mixing it up because people say I do Lincoln Memorial too much. It is convenient because of the close spawns, so we'll try this a little bit different today.
Proceed with caution.
I haven't actually tried this yet, so I am running in a bit off the hip. But what I really am looking for here is that I can avoid... Is there a guy right next to me? Oh, is there? Oh, he is. Avoid the suppress mechanic. So survive, kill before they sit with suppressed above them. There you go, we've seen it already. Oh, it's kind of nice that I can take down like 3 to 4 enemies. You know, 2 elites there and a red bar. And, you know, still 25 bullets in the bag. So don't worry, when I show you the build, I have got stats as well. I've numbered this bad boy up as well, because I know some people like to see numbers, so we're going to be looking at them as well. We'll do the next couple of rooms. We'll just get past this bit. But LMGs have had a huge buff, and, you know, this is absolutely top tier, so we definitely should be looking at it. Now, I think it's put a lot of people off. You know, it's only got 85 in the mag. And yeah, it would have been great if it had 100 in there. But as you can see, it's still, you know, putting in the work. This is a great example room, actually, because there's places where they can easily be suppressed. Let's see if we can... Yeah, we can. So we can definitely kill 3 to 4 bad guys every time. The fire is, you know, an added bonus. Can still take a few hits for that survivability. And what we'll do in this last section here, we'll call it a day.
The outcast could have taken out an entire squad in a fair fight. Not possible.
I must admit, we've not seen the word suppressed very often. Maybe we are just, you know, powerful enough to do the job before they go into cover. There we go, we get the suppressed them, but we set them on fire. I mean, that's the one good thing about this, that we set them on fire and that causes them to come out of cover. And it's the one thing that makes this, you know, apart from the huge amount of damage this LMG does, it does make it stand out just a little bit. Let's get back to the base of operations. I shouldn't be in any combat now. Alright, so let's take a look at the stats very quickly. The stats exactly match up on this build, which is absolutely great. So you can see there, like, an armored body hit non-crit is 241, 245. An armored body hit crit hit is 665, 837. An armored regular head hit 494, 553. And an armored head crit hit 919145, and you can see that I've got an average of what we'll get out of the clip, and you can see the burst and the sustained DPS. The burst and sustained DPS, you can see the difference between the head and the body, but they are worked out from armor only, not from the health stats. So that's that. Looks really, really good, and we can clearly see that we can take down, you know, 2 elites in a mag plus some extra as well, and that's what really, really counts. This is the build. Pretty bog standard high-end build. Nothing to write home about, but an absolute bucket load of survivability built into it to suit as well. And the great thing about the survivability being built in, we still didn't really suppress many enemies, and that is what can really get annoying with LMGs. Let's take a look at the Iron Lung. Now, I put 12 expertise into this, so it's got a little bit of a boost, a 12% damage boost. We've got LMG damage, damage to target out of cover, and critical hit chance. Talked about this a lot recently on the channel. The reason for putting critical hit chance or rate of fire on the bottom of an Iron Lung or any LMG, you know, rather than damage to armor, is that once you're not fighting an armored target, your damage really does fall off. And although if we did the math for damage to armor with this gun, it would look slightly higher, the damage to health stat would be considerably less. Like we're talking 7, 8, 9% less, which is a lot when, you know, you're in a situation that actually, especially if you're playing solo, you get a lot less elites. Elites are only super common if you go into Countdown. Everything's an elite. So you've got to think about that a little bit, and it's well worth when we're using LMGs just to roll on critical hit chance or rate of fire. Rate of fire might come in a little bit more though if you're running strikers. There's one for you to definitely experiment with, but there is a very small difference between them all. So, you know, just keep an eye on that as well. So with this though, this is what's really nice about the Iron Lung. Shooting heats up the weapon, filling the heat meter. The meter is equivalent to 50% of the weapon's standard mag size. When the meter is full, rounds shot by the weapon ignite enemies, and that will stop the suppress mechanic altogether at that point. And that's what makes this really nice. You know, you can see here we're at 148k damage on the build as well. Really good. Put whatever you want in the other sections. We're not too bothered about that, but this is all pretty much a standard affair. So we've got a Seska mask, gives us 10% critical hit chance. Weapon damage. Ignore the expertise, it's just going to add some spare materials. Critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and critical hit chance. Expertise on armor only gives you base armor increase. It's worth hardly anything. Only ever do this once you've done guns, skills, specializations, everything else before you put any expertise into any armor. Then we've got the Contractor's Gloves, giving us LMG damage, weapon damage. Then we've got damage to armor and critical hit damage. These are a no-brainer because we get the 10% LMG damage as well. Really good. Then we're going to go Foxy's Knees, weapon damage, damage to target out of cover, and critical hit damage. And I'll show you an alternative that you can run here as well in just a moment. Then we're going to look at the holster, just a Grupo holster, 15% critical hit damage, weapon damage, crit chance, and crit damage. These two pieces are a little bit up for debate, but you can run them how you want. So it's the regular Bellstone chest piece. This could be a blue up here if you want it to be. Crit chance, crit damage, and critical hit damage with obliterate. The reason I've gone with two-piece Bellstone is I love the armor regen and I love the 10% armor on kill. 10% armor on kill pairs with the armor on kill that we get with Gunner, and it just gives us a lot of survivability. It's really nice, and as long as we're not suppressing constantly because we're not hitting hard enough and not doing enough damage to be able to kill things, I kind of think this is fine to build some of this in just to make your life a little bit easier. And it tends to make the missions just go faster because you, like you saw, and I purposely did it, I got hit a little bit and you don't really have to worry too much. And considering I'm on an all red build as well, you can still take a bit of a beating. We've always got the revive hive at the bottom to back us up. I ran the Banshee pulse with this. You could run the defender drone or something else, whichever is your preferable talent for when you're running an LMG. Last but not least is the hardest piece in the build to get. It's Liquid Engineer. This is a DZ exclusive, or it comes from a blueprint from Descent, or you can pick them up in Legacy caches, so pretty hard to get. But you could run a regular Bellstone backpack if you wished, and you could craft one up until you get regular Bloodsucker, crit chance, crit damage, change the core attribute, or you know, anything you want. Or if you're not so fussed about the armor on kill, this could be a Providence backpack. It could be a Walker Harris backpack. A whole bunch of options. Weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, critical hit damage, and Bloodsucker though, but that's when you saw the armor bar was huge. Bloodsucker's great, whether it be perfect, which is 12, the regular one is 10, there's not a lot of difference. It's absolutely great for survivability. It means I don't have to worry with any other blue cores. But if you did want to run with another blue core, you can swap something in really, really easily. If we take a look at the stats, you can see 59.5 on crit chance, kind of perfect. 176% critical hit damage, 105 headshot damage, which is still really high. We've got 8% armor damage, and we've also got the damage to our targets out of cover from the Fox's knees. But you could really easily switch in the Sawyer's knee pads. Sawyer's knee pads are going to give you some blue stats, a blue core attribute, health, explosive resistance, but they're also going to give you weapon damage for standing still. Now, if you flip that over to my stat page, it fits in absolutely perfect. 59.5% critical hit chance and 164% critical hit damage, and it works really good. What we'll do, we'll actually just nip to the range, and you can see the comparison between the two for the fact that we've got some survivability now, some extra survivability, but the fact we're running a blue core. Let's pump this right up to the top of Obliterate. You can see the damage is building up from the knees. I say we're at the top now, so what we'll do, we'll do a reload. We need the armored target to come back. There it is. And you can see there we're hitting at the top for 689. Not too shabby, considering the amount of bullets we have in the magazine. If we change this over and go back to the Foxes, so just remember that 689. We already know this is going to be 665, I think, from the sheet that we had up before. Come on, give us the armored bar. Yep, 665 from what we had before, exactly. So you do get a little bit more damage from the Sawyer's knee pads. You actually get some extra survivability, but you have to be able to proc this talent to stand your ground. You're gonna have to stay, much more still to proc this and get that little bit of extra damage. So if you want the survivability and you want the extra damage, by all means flick to the Sawyer's knee pads. If you don't, flick to this version. There's very little between them, but it does give you some options. That's going to be it for the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Get yourself in with the chance of winning that Skull and Bones Deluxe Edition for PC. Thank you for all the support recently. It's been amazing. The channel is popping off, the new subs and everything is great. And it's all down to you guys liking and commenting on the video. So I really do appreciate it. I would love to be a full-time Division creator, and you guys do make that possible by hitting them buttons. So thank you very much. If you want to join my community Discord, you'll find the link in the description down below. Lots of people wanting to help out with the Division and to play, all nice and friendly. So if you need some people to play with, be sure to hit that up. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, agents. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye bye.